always thought that.
Almost.
What do we got? We got 9 o'clock, gentlemen. We'll worry about this later.
Okay.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning, everyone.
Morning, Mr. Chair. Morning, everybody.
Any additions or deletions to the agenda?
Not at this time, Mr. Chair.
All right, need a motion and a second.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
I got a motion, I need a second.
Second.
Got that? All right. Any more discussion? If not, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Consent agenda. Gentlemen, you have that in front of you. This will be a roll call vote, but is there anything you'd like to have pulled that we can have a discussion about at this time? If not, I would ask for a motion and a second.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
I have a motion, I need a second.
Second.
I got a second. This is a roll call vote. Commissioner Casper. Aye. Commissioner Blaine.
Aye.
Commissioner Lemire.
Aye.
Commissioner Jelinski.
Aye.
Myself as an aye. Motion carried. Moving along, Sullivan Lake. Come on up if you have, who's ever represented you, please state your name and tell us what you have for us.
Go ahead.
My name is Dean Johnson, Treasurer of Sullivan Lake Improvement District. And this is Mike.
Mike Derula, and I'm just a board member.
All right, so we're going to lower, we'd like to make a change to our special assessment. We changed chemicals this year, and the high water, and well, it was a surprise when we did our survey this year that we found less curly leaf than what we thought we were going to. And so when they did the survey, we came up with only treating 20 acres. And then the company we used for treating came up with a new chemical treatment that they thought we should try. And it's half the cost of the chemical we were using. So in event, we spent a lot less this year, so we're sitting flush with cash. So we want to lower the assessment down to 75 this year until we figure out next year we'll have to do a full survey again because we can't treat on last year's survey because they'd found no curly leaf in the channel between Platte and Sullivan, and we know there's all kinds of curly leaf in there, but it just didn't grow this year for some reason. We thought for sure with the no snow cover we'd have a lot of curly leaf, but I read several articles, Outdoor News and likewise, that a lot of people were talking about how curly leaf did not take off this year. The native weeds didn't, and their only assessment was the native weeds grew so well because of no snow cover that they kept the curly leaf at bay.
Nice.
So we did a dive at both landings again this fall to check for curly leaf and stonywort and found none, so we're sitting in really good shape.
But we still have to deal with Platte Lake since it joins Sullivan Lake, and there's a lot over there that they are not treating because their DNR
No lids.
is different than ours.
Oh, really?
And yeah, he won't let them treat because there's a native weed right by there. So, and while the boat traffic coming into our lake continuously
battle.
so we have to be proactive to make sure that we keep it out. And we're supposed to have a meeting with them this fall too, to see if we could work together more. So,
Right, we're trying to get together with Platte,
yeah.
because their lake association does all the treating, because Crow Wing County do not have lids.
Didn't know that.
Learn something new every day.
But
So you can proceed if you like, or if you have,
Well, basically, that's all we want to do today is lower the
Assessment.
assessment to 75 from 100, because we feel like we are sitting in a good spot here, and we're hoping our, maybe next year lower it again but we really need to see how much it's going to cost from here on down.
Mr. Chair?
Go ahead.
No, those chemicals that you use, do you have to get permission from the DNR to use?
Yes,
specific
you get
chemicals?
the permit, and they give you a small window to treat.
Yeah, like.
It's a very small
water
window.
temperature or something, yeah. And then those snails that you got, are those an invasive snail?
No, they're a Chinese snail, and those snails are not considered an invasive species,
Oh.
but they do cause,
Swimmer's itch, and, you
Oh,
know,
that kind of thing.
yeah.
be nice to get rid of them.
Gentlemen, do you
Well,
have
Mr.
any more-
Chair?
Do you have any more comments or questions for Mike and Dean?
I have a question.
Go ahead,
Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Casper.
Does that, the spray you're using, is that effective on these snails too, or just the curly leaf?
It's a herbicide. Yeah, it's just for,
Okay.
yeah.
I see.
Yeah, and the difference in the treatment is they actually use PVC pipe now and treat within a foot of the bottom. Where before, they were treating the surface and letting it sink in, so they're using a lot less chemical.
Oh, good.
So it's a win-win if this continues to work.
Yeah, but we don't know the track record yet, you know,
To see if it is
yeah,
effective.
Right?
yeah.
Mr. Chair?
Excuse, oh, go
Oh,
ahead.
you go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna ask, what was my question? You said there's a small window. What is that window? Mike, I think, mentioned that it's the water temperature thing, or is it a time of year? What exactly is it?
The growth period when it's first starting, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure on that, why they have
Okay.
such a small window. But they, like last year, Platt was, they ran past, the chemical company did not get it down, and the window went by. And so Platt in '23 did not treat at all because they missed their window, and the DNR would not give them another permit.
I
So,
see.
yeah, we have to apply for a permit to do this every year. That's why we have to have a survey done, so. And then the DNR decides how many acres they're gonna allow us to treat.
I see. Yeah, I was just gonna say, Mr. Chair, if these water weeds are as bad as dandelions, you'll be at it for a while.
We're never
relentless.
we're never gonna get rid of curly leaf. I mean, those talons, they can lay dormant for 5 to 10 years and sprout. So it's gonna be a continuous thing, but, that's all right. If we can keep it under control, that's all we
Yeah,
try, that's
keep it at
all we
bay.
need.
It's like rust, it never rests.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else, gentlemen? Otherwise, I'll ask for a motion and a second.
I'll make a motion to approve the Sullivan's Lids 2025 performance plan, their budget, and their levy.
All right, thank you for that. I need a second.
I would second that, Mr.
I
Chair.
have a second. Any more discussion?
I just like to, don't forget to apply for the AIS grant from
Right.
Morrison County. They'll reach out to you.
Yeah, we apply for that.
Yeah.
And again, great information that you have here as well.
Yeah, really good.
You could look at it, very understandable, so thank you, gentlemen, for that. I have a motion, a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Enjoy what's rest of the summer, fall, or whatever, guys.
Thank you
Thank
so
you very
much.
Thank you so much. Keep
Yep.
up the good work.
He said he's the president of the Sullivan Lake Improvement District.
All right, come on up. Looks like we got the land services. Please state your name and tell us, Amy, what you have.
Great day, guys.
Morning, Amy.
Good morning.
Morning, Miss Amy.
Okay, Amy Kowalczyk, I'm a Land Services Director, and I have 3 items for you today following the Planning Commission meeting last week. The first one is to consider the application from Gerald Waite to rezone a parcel from residential to agriculture. This is for the purposes of allowing a recreational vehicle on the property. This was recommended for approval by the Planning Commission last week.
Mr. Chair, I'm going to move on this.
All right, I need a second.
I can second that,
I
Mr.
have a
Chair.
second. I know the answer for this, but I'm just for the people out in TV land or whatever. Why isn't there any conditions on this one?
Because you cannot condition a rezone. This is essentially what they're asking for is a change to the official zoning map, and that you cannot condition.
Perfect, thank you. Gentlemen, I got a motion, I got a second. Any more discussion? If not, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion
All
carried.
right, thank you. The next item is to consider the final plat request from Bruce Prohl. This replat would be known as Prohl's Point Addition. This is located in Richardson Township. This also was recommended for approval by the Planning Commission.
Gentlemen, I need a second. I have a second from Mr. Casper. I need a second. I got a motion from Commissioner Casper. I need a second.
Second.
Any more discussion? If not, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
All right, and then finally, the last thing I have, Mr. Chair, is to consider the conditional use permit request from Jared and Carrie Welcheski. And this is to expand to a Tier 2 feedlot. This was approved by the Planning Commission as well with one condition, and that condition is the property owner shall plant and maintain a 50-foot wide vegetative buffer around the new barn.
I need a motion and a second, gentlemen.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion, and that's with the condition. I'm assuming your motion and
Yeah,
a second is?
absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Any more discussion? If not, those in favor?
Aye.
I have a discussion before we, so it was brought to my attention, if, when these pass, if
Yes.
the board passes them, do you contact the applicant, or are they supposed to contact you?
Generally, they're informed at the planning commission meeting when this meeting is, and they're informed that they can reach out to us that after, mid-morning to find out the results. Otherwise, we're mailing them the results of the application.
Okay, so my point is that you're gonna send them something that shows it was
Yes.
approved or denied here in the
Yes.
next 24 hours?
Yes,
All right,
correct.
that's all I need. Good answer. I have a motion. Did I get a second? I can't remember.
I think we were done.
All right, then I didn't have the vote yet, so all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you,
All
Amy.
right, that's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
Moving along. Sheriff's report.
Thank you.
Morning, Sheriff.
Morning, Sheriff.
So I'm here today just to go over a resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement between the Morris County Sheriff's Office to enter in a grant agreement with the Minnesota Department of Public Safety for traffic safety enforcement. And this will run from October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025. This is regarding TZD, which stands for Towards Zero Deaths. And we would be the lead agency, Morrison County Sheriff's Office, doing all the paperwork, and we would have, we'd be working with Little Falls Police Department, Pierce Police Department, and Royalton Police Department. Motley opted out this year just because he's kind of busy in a one-man show up there, but the State Patrol would be doing their own TZD grant as well, and we work with them as well. So just looking for approval to move forward on this agreement and authorize myself to execute the agreements.
Gentlemen, you heard from our sheriff. I need a motion and a second.
Mr. Chair, I'm going to move on this.
I have a motion. I got a second. Any more discussion?
Mr. Chair, I would like to add, if you don't mind, and it's stated here, everybody's read it, is this is the 13th year working on this grant. This is a plus for public safety. Obviously, it's not a plus for the person that's perhaps getting a pinch ticket at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, it truly is a plus for not only Morrison County, but the state of Minnesota. So thus, I support this wholeheartedly.
Gentlemen, any more discussion? If not, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.
Good job, Sheriff.
Thank you.
Moving right along. Are we at administration?
Enjoy your day.
report?
God bless you.
Okay,
Stay
administration
safe, my friend.
report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Kurt, as Kurt comes forward, we got 3 items to bring before the board today.
All right.
Morning, Mr. Chair, morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Kurt.
So the first RBA I have in front of you today is to request to set the public hearing for the 2025 county fee schedule. and that is in conjunction with the 2025 final levy and budget hearing, also known as the Truth and Taxation meeting.
Okay,
So-
gentlemen, get your calendars out. What dates are you thinking?
Historically, it's been that Thursday after the AMC annual conference in December. This year, that conference is December 9th, so that Thursday will be December 12th. You do have a planning session that morning, so I'll have you check out your calendars.
What do you
for
think,
me.
gentlemen? After the planning session, we'll,
December
should
12th.
all be here on
Is
December
that held
12th?
at night?
Yes, yep,
Yep.
that's
It's 6
typically
PM.
6 PM.
Good catch, not right after. It's that.
So we'll publish it for 6 PM. We usually start with the county fee schedule, and I think we'll do 6 o'clock on the county fee schedule, and then 6:05 on the truth and taxation. That usually gets more attention than the
And
fee
Kurt,
schedule.
I
so.
know the answer to this question, but if you explain, what is truth in taxation?
It's a public hearing for the final levy and budget for the county.
All right.
Mr. Chair,
Yep.
do we need a motion on this?
Yep.
Yeah,
I believe so.
I'll make a motion that we have, set the public hearing date and time for 2025 county fee schedule and the 2025 final levy and budget for December 12th, starting at 6 PM.
All right, thank you for that. I need a second.
Second.
Any more discussion? If not, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Gonna send us a calendar?
Yes, I
for
will.
that? Thank you.
3 things, so we got 2 more to go.
Number 2, Mr. Chair, as required, the board needs to set our preliminary budget by the end of month. Again, as a reminder, the levy can be reduced, but it cannot increase past this point. Just a little bit of history as we went into the 2025 budget season. Departments initially came in at 11.31%. Kurt and I met with each department, went line by line on the internal budgets, and we had several budget committee meetings. As a result of that, the budget, or the levy ask, was reduced to 4.72%. Items with the greatest impact to the budget are labor costs, inflation, and cost of utilities, and just the cost of doing business here at the county. We'll continue to look for ways to reduce the levy ask going forward, but today we bring before you a preliminary levy of $23,018,499 and a preliminary budget for 2025 of $61,920,471.
Gentlemen, I'll ask for a motion and a second.
I make a motion to accept.
All right, got a motion, I need a second.
I'll second it, Mr. Chair.
All right, this will be a roll call vote. Any more discussion? If not, Commissioner Blaine.
Aye.
Commissioner Lemire.
Aye.
Zelinski.
Aye.
Casper.
Aye.
Myself is aye. Number 3 is,
The third one today is request to approve the 2025 preliminary levy for the Morrison County Housing and Redevelopment Authority. So that's one of our component units here at the county, and it needs to be approved by the county, and that's the same rules as the county levy, as it can be reduced, but it cannot be increased before the final. So that $70,000 request is consistent with last year. Was, if you'll recall, it was upped from the year prior, but it stayed the same for 2025 as it was for 2024 at $70,000.
all right, gentlemen, this will be also a roll call vote.
Make a motion to approve, Mr. Chair.
I have a motion, I need a second.
I'll second that,
Any more
Mr. Chair.
discussion?
I'd like to have one, Mr. Chair, for him.
Commissioner
Did
Lemire.
you say we have the ability to lower that if we so choose before December 12th?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
yep.
That's all I got.
And this is to our administrator, I believe HRA is coming from the board. They're gonna be coming, talking.
That's right, Mr. Chair. We're going to invite the HRA to come before the board next month and give an update and overview.
All right, thanks for that. Any more discussion? Again, this will be a roll call vote. Commissioner Zelinski.
Aye.
Commissioner Lemire.
Aye.
Blaine.
Yep.
Casper. Thanks a lot, Kurt.
Thank you, commissioners. That's all I have for you today.
Thank you so
Good
much for
job.
all your work, Kurt.
Mr. Administrator.
I have
do you
nothing else
anything
for the
else?
board, Mr. Chair.
Well, now let's take a look at our calendar, and the person right next to me is gonna give me the dates.
September 29th through October 12th.
29th person, I don't like calling the person. What is the, October what?
September 29th, October 12th.
October 12th. I'll do a little different. Would anybody like to volunteer to start?
Sure.
All right, Commissioner Blaine.
So, On Tuesday, October 1st, we have a planning session at 8:30 a.m. I believe there is a Planning Commission Board of Adjustments that evening
No Planning Commission Board of Adjustment.
on October 1st.
Yeah, that's been scratched.
Commissioner Jelinski's correct, Commissioner Blaine.
Okay, no PCBOA. Thank you, sir. On Friday, October 4th at 8:30, the board will have their meeting at Public Works, meeting with Public Works staff. On the 8th of October at 9 o'clock, we will have a county board meeting. And Mr. Chair, that's all I got.
Did you say Tuesday, the 8th?
Tuesday, the 8th, we have a county board meeting at 9 o'clock.
I knew that.
Okay.
I have nothing else
All
after
right,
that.
that's fine. Commissioner Casper?
You know, I think Greg pretty well fulfilled, just a couple of questions. The 30th, Monday, is that, Beyond the Bridge I've written in, is that something that, are you guys familiar with that? That must be something personal. Sorry about that. The other thing, let's see. 4-H breakfast on the 8th, is that correct?
Yep. Yep, 8:45.
Tuesday, October 8th, 4-H breakfast?
4-H breakfast is on the 8th.
And you're picking up your shirts.
Could I get a time for that, please?
8:45.
Yes.
8:45?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Lemire?
They all got everything on mine.
All right. Commissioner Zelinski?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On September 30th at 10 o'clock in the morning, I'll be in the city of St. Cloud for an SECB planning meeting. That's pretty much an all-dayer. On the 3rd at 10 o'clock in the morning, I have an SECB Legislative Committee virtual meeting. It's at 10 o'clock in the morning. At 1:30 that afternoon, I'm scheduled for a flu shot right here in the boardroom.
Yeah?
Yeah,
What date?
Nice.
on the 3rd of September, Thursday.
Okay.
On the 4th, let's see, already got the 4th for a planning meeting. On the 11th at 10 o'clock in the morning, I have a Central Minnesota RAC meeting, and that's virtual. That's all I have, Mr. Chair. I do have one question. I do have one question, if I may. On the 8th, is it going to be proper for the board to physically ditch our ties that day and wear our 4-H T-shirts?
Well, for the last years, I've dished my tie and wore.
So have I.
You're more than welcome to go either way.
Okay, thank you.
Under your coat.
I'm gonna require you to wear the 4-H shirt, but you don't need to wear, no, you guys do what you want.
Okay, thank you.
All right, and I guess I'm up next, and you guys all covered everything, so anything else?
Mr. Chair?
Go ahead.
Just one event here that will impact the Government Center on October 10th. We were going to execute a fire drill, and it doesn't sound all that exciting, but there's a lots to consider when you take that into account, and as I understand, we haven't done one here in quite some time. So the start time of that is planned for 8:30 that morning. We hope to minimize any interruption in service, but believe it's important to execute for the safety of our staff and understand how we'll respond to that type of an incident if it should occur.
Appreciate that information. Gentlemen, anything else? Otherwise, moving right along, meeting adjourned, 9:24.
Excellent.